and despite nearly 3 feet of snow over the weekend due to a blizzard with a name, we've made more progress and good progress this last 24 hours. The weather, obviously, the high temperatures have helped, and again, the leadership of our Public Works Director, Jim Gross, and the entire crew out there clearing our streets and now alleys in the city of York should be commended, and I thank them. As I stated from the beginning, snow removal is a arduous task. Our employees are working around the clock and will continue to do so until the job is completed. As I also previously indicated, we have a snow emergency response plan that was reviewed and adopted long before this weekend, and we're following it as outlined. I want to thank the great many, again, Samaritans in the city, also known as Yorkers, who have assisted with this massive effort. Folks have recognized that it will indeed take all of us working together with respect, kindness, and patience to get through this. People have banded together and dug out alleys, each other's cars, and assisted with removal of snow on sidewalks. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all. And while I'm not surprised, because that's what we Yorkers do, help one another, I just want to personally say thank you again. I also want to give a shout out to those who, in my opinion, have exercised the most patience. Folks like Mr. McCarty out in the avenues on a little alley, at Freeland, out east in a little cul-de-sac, and Mrs. Bowman in Fireside, just to name a few. But there's so many people who have worked with us. Thank you all. We continue to work to clear out streets and again have made tremendous progress in getting to all of them. We're responsible again for 140 plus miles of roads, and we're doing our best to get to everyone. There might be a few little streets and alleys yet to do. Jim will talk about that a little later. But first, again, thank you to those residents. And second, please call us if you have not seen us yet. We doubt if we'll get many calls that way, but please do so. We have our hotline number. You can also contact us through the website or just call in City Hall. The highway hotline is 849-2228. Again, snow removal is an arduous task and involves everyone. We're taking this matter very serious, and we're doing all that we can to address it. Regarding safety, many streets are just one lane. And now folks are, you can see them speeding along and driving, in my opinion, very carelessly. I'm begging people to slow down and to use caution when driving. Normal traffic patterns are likely not in place. There are more pedestrians about and milling around, unfortunately, walking in our streets because of the sidewalks not being shoveled yet. So please, please, please go slow. We're also seeing a lot of creative parking. That needs to stop for your own safety and the safety of your vehicles. We don't need to hear about any reactions out in the public right now or vehicles being clipped, but some of this creative parking is interesting. Please stop that. Enforcement will begin. Our snow emergency will continue through the week. As such, people can remain parked in our city lots throughout the city at no cost. There will be no trash collection this week. We're starting to see people putting trash out. We're not collecting it. Please do not put out your trash. These and other snow weather updates can be found on our website, yorkcity.org. Our snow removal ordinance will become effective first thing Monday morning. But please, please, please try to start removing some of that snow from the sidewalks while the weather is getting a little bit better and you're able to get out. But we will begin enforcement of that ordinance Monday morning. Again, property owners are responsible for clearing their sidewalks adjacent to their property, and we're asking you, please, to help us remove snow from around the fire hydrants as well. When shoveling a sidewalk, clear enough space, if you will, for everyone to get by. The school district is trying to open up as well. We're going to have kids out and about, so please, please, please be cognizant of that. I want to thank you again to everyone for their cooperation and support, and banding together has made a difference, a tremendous difference in our community. We have seen other cities, my colleagues around central Pennsylvania, who aren't as fortunate right now. We seem to be taking the lead in a number of ways with this, and it's not about that. We're trying to clear our streets and make it passable for all of our residents. So we are thankful for the team that we have assembled and the folks Behind me, our Public Works Director, Jim Gross, will talk to you a little bit about what's been done and our planned future activity, immediate planned activity. And Michael Shannonbrook, our Emergency Planning Specialist, will speak to some more of our safety concerns. And as we've done the last couple of days, we'll take your questions as well. Jim?
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to say I am extremely proud of the men and women of the City of York Department of Public Works. The mayor mentioned some names, and I'm going to mention some names this time too. Cassie Weil, C-A-S-S-I-E, last name Weil, W-I-L-E, is my secretary down at the Highway Bureau. She's been there probably over 40 years. I can't even imagine how many telephone calls she's answered in that 40 years. And she is a saint, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because she deals with the public, and she does it in a very responsible and courteous manner, no matter how they treat her. And she has just done a fabulous job. Bruce Buchanan, he's my crew leader in the Parks Department. John Bean is my Equipment Operator 3 in the Highway Bureau. Both more than 30 years of service to this city. Both have been in countless hours through this storm, have leading the troops. These are the men and women that make it happen, and we are extremely proud, and they're just the tip of the iceberg. So we are finishing up, getting down to the remaining few little odds and ends of the alleys here and there. The mayor's given me some calls this morning. We've already responded to a lot of those calls. So we're getting close to the end of the digging out and getting everybody out so they can get around. Today, we are also dedicating some efforts to pushing back, trying to widen out some of those streets. The mayor mentioned we got a lot of one-lane areas. We're trying to widen them out as best we can. We're taking it cautious. We don't want to plow people's cars back in. It's the last thing we want to do. So we're slowly starting to widen those streets back out to give people a little bit more room. Tonight, we will start hauling snow. We will start on our snow emergency routes. We are starting on West Philadelphia Street, planning to clear from Pershing Avenue to Carlisle Avenue. And if time allows, then we will start on West Market back into the city. I'd also ask residents to consider if they can and have the opportunity, if there's a stormwater inlet near their house, near their corner. I realize it's probably buried in a lot of snow right now, but if they can get to it and open it, that'd be great. There's a lot of melting going on, and that's a good thing. We are still around the clock, and we continue to work around the clock, and we'll see where we're at come Saturday morning. We may continue right through the weekend. We'll see where we're at when we get to that point. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
No, ma'am, nothing made Jim hit everything.
Okay. All righty. So I'll take a couple of your questions if you have any this morning.
Mayor, question for you and Mr. Gross. So at this point, since you're beginning the hauling way, would you consider this a milestone moment, a proverbial light at the end of the tunnel moment?
What can we say to that?
I don't know if it's a light at the end of the tunnel, but we made a heck of a lot of progress.
We're seeing our way.
This is Wednesday morning. The storm ended around midnight on Sunday morning. We've come a long way.
So now you begin the process of hauling away. And what's your guesstimate on how long it will take to haul all that snow away?
Well, again, please keep in mind, it's virtually impossible for us to pick up all the snow in the city of York and haul it away. It's not going to happen. We're going to work on our snow emergency routes. That's our priority at this point. We're going to go through the next few days and see where we're at, see how far we've gotten. We want to widen those out so people can then park. And if we don't do that, they're going to park and we're back down to one lane of traffic. So we'll see where we're at come the weekend, and if we got to keep going, we will.
So this overnight operation involving the hauling away, there's going to be some sort of orchestrated traffic restriction effort. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, Philadelphia Street tonight will be closed at Pershing Avenue. As we move ahead, we'll open up. If we get past Penn Street, we'll open it up to Penn Street. When we work on Market Street, we will restrict traffic to one lane. We will keep one lane flowing on Market, except in the downtown. When we get to the downtown, which would probably be possibly tomorrow night, we'll shut down the downtown so we can get it cleared out.
Do you think you have enough room at both the Northwest Triangle and Memorial Park to haul it all away, or will you have to go somewhere else?
Yes, we do. We made room. Yes, we do. We've made room and we've got enough room.
Can you go into the details of the snow removal ordinance?
I don't know. But you do.
Talk about sidewalks, right?
Sidewalks, right, Samantha?
Yes.
That's the snow removal ordinance. we're talking about.
Yeah, the snow removal ordinance as written requires that snow be removed 12 hours after the storm ends. In consideration of the horrendous amount of snow that's on the ground, the mayor has made the decision that we're not going to enforce that until Monday. However, one provision of the snow emergency or the snow removal ordinance that we will be enforcing is throwing snow out into the street. Our men and women of the Public Works Department have busted their backsides to try and get this city opened up, and it just diminishes that effort and causes a hazard to traffic when you throw the snow back out into the street. So we will be patrolling as we see folks throwing snow out into the street. They'll be given the opportunity to remove it. If they don't remove it, then they will be issued a citation under our property maintenance code and fined for that. Again, we realize everybody's frustrated, everybody wants out, but you can't stop the streets from moving to get your car dug out. So we'll give them an opportunity to remove the snow back out of the street, and if they don't want to do that, then they will be issued citations.
And that's effective immediately.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
So how widespread is that?
I'd let Jim answer that.
Do you know how much the citation is?
Minimum $100 fine.
I would say it's not a widespread problem, but there is an isolated problem that creates a big problem, because what happens is we've cleared the street. They'll put a pile of snow right in the middle. So now it basically has blocked that street, which means we got to respond. We got to send more equipment, manpower back out there to open it back up again.
You guys are getting some help from Mother Nature, are you not, in terms of this?
Absolutely. The melting is, Mother Nature's helping us a lot. We talked about that a little bit earlier. We probably lost half our snowpack already. It sounds like temperatures are going to moderate through the weekend, so that's a great thing. And Mother Nature does a lot better job than any of us can. So
So at the risk of asking for that statistical question, once again, would you characterize, please, the percent of streets that are open or not?
well, like I said, we've almost got them all done. I'm sure if you drove out around and spent enough time looking, you're going to find one, but we're getting there.
But to be fair, many of these streets, just to follow up on that, these are streets where you have one pass. I mean, they're open, but they're not open real well.
Well, no, I'm saying there could still be something, a small alley or something that could have snow in it, but
What do you say to the people who say there's nowhere to put the snow?
we understand that's an issue. I mean, honestly, but most people have found places. I mean, they have been creative. You may have to take a parking space and put that snow in that pile of that parking space, or you may have to go, usually at the corners. You don't want to put it obviously right at the crosswalk, but there is some room usually at the corners. It does take it takes additional effort. That's the issue, and we understand that.
You talk to a lot of frustrated people. I mean, what do you say to them?
Yeah, I understand it too. I mean, we're all tired. We're all frustrated. I don't have a parking place in my house. I haven't been able to find time to do that yet. If I ever get to caught up, I'll have to go dig myself out a parking space. It takes a lot of work. It's effort. It's tired.
The school district to try and open schools up by the end of this week. I mean, is there a kind of light in the tunnel that way with York City School District?
We've been in close contact with Dr. Holmes and doing all that we can as well too. We've seen him out shoveling, not him personally, but his crew out shoveling as well around a couple of schools today. Another one of Jim's priorities is to make sure those streets are open. We have a problem with vehicular traffic around our schools when there isn't any snow, so it's going to be dicey all the way around. That is obviously another branch of government, and he makes his own decision on that. We would strongly recommend as many people that can pair up together, take your whole neighborhood group of kids to school together when they do open up, if it is still this week, to do that if they have to get in a car. Walking is going to be very treacherous for our kids, and I'm very, very, very concerned about that. I've expressed that to Dr. Holmes. And until, folks are able to get to their sidewalks and we are enforcing that, which won't be till Monday, it's going to be dicey, and kids are going to be in the street. And there's some that already are in the street, as we know. But we're hoping that we can do what we can to work with the district. Thanks, Samantha. I'm sorry?
I know you've always been big on the chairs and the saving parking spaces. When does that enforcement start?
Oh, I'm no bigger on that than anyone else about it. But enforcement of that is, it's part of the process. If a plow or something has to come by and it takes it, they do. Thank you. But we're asking people, don't litter the streets with that type of stuff. I haven't seen people still in parking spaces. This has been about as much courteous I've seen of folks respecting one another and working together than I've ever seen in York. And I want to thank everybody again for that and all of our teams. So we appreciate you guys. Not sure if we're going to be needing to talk with you tomorrow, but I know I'll have more press releases, or we may, about events and things we need to try to get out there. You all have been tremendous as well, and we appreciate you coming out and helping us get that word out to people. Have a good day.